Om Tada Shiva Samarambam Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Param Ishvaro Guratmeti Murti Beda Vibhagine Vyomabda Vyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha Savavedanta Sedanta Negocharam Tamagocharam Govindam Paramanandam Satiguru Pranatoshmaham Om Om Shanti 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 Om Namaste. Okay, Kenopanishad, we have seen that beautiful story between the epic war between Dharma and the Dharma, and then the devas, the devatas and the asuras, in symbolism. And then we saw that the devatas became arrogant. As a result, Ishwara sent, Saguna Ishwara sent an avatar. He went himself disguised as an avatar, the first avatar, as the text suggests here. And then he arrived there and he exposed the pride and arrogance of all those devatas and exposed their ignorance as well, meaning to say, what is your power? What do you know? You don't even know what I am. Meaning to say, you don't even know who is the real Ishwara on this realm. You understand? You cannot recognize me. You know, you need to go back and do Kami Yoga to see if you qualify for Jnana Yoga. So he went there, and then he just exposed their arrogance and spiritual ignorance. And then Indra said, so I'm going to have to go there and try to understand what's going on. And then Indra went there. He went there, and then very soon, because he was more qualified, he understood that he was dealing with the nature of Brahma. You know, it was God himself. And then immediately he understood that the problem that brought Ishwara there was people's pride and vanity and arrogance. Indra became a disciple of Ishwara, you know, and then he got Brahma Vidya, and later on he became a great guru, who passed on this knowledge. So this is what we saw in the story. The funny thing about these Upanishads is that when we came to the beginning now of the chapter 3, Swami Paramarthananda present the story. And the chapter 3, as the context, the chapter 3 and 4, they are just based on this story. So this story was already understood, but we're going to have some classes here to see here and there what are the unfoldments or the powers that Swami Paramarthananda still presents us here. And we're going to go with it and see, and I'm going to present my views and commentaries as well. But this story was what understood. We're going to see it in more details. We know that Ishwara, when it came down, and from the story itself and from all the verse, it's clear that it was about formless, unobjectifiable consciousness, Brahman. The nature, no, the God was Saguna, but the teaching given to Indra was of the nature of Nirguna, Brahman. So most people, and that's why I'm saying most people will not grasp this understanding. Nirguna is very subtle and abstract, and most people, they just nod their heads, and fundamentally they just do that because they don't want to look bad, but they don't understand. Therefore, our scriptures, they present Saguna Ishwara as the representative or symbol of Nirguna Brahman. And in this text, it's going to present several sadhanas as a mean to purify and refine the body, mind, sense complex so that one can come to the real full understanding and digestion, assimilation, internalization of this understanding in regards to the nature of the Atma as Nirguna, which is my very nature. So Swami went on saying that it's difficult. That's why we present Saguna. And Swami says, so when we present Saguna, everybody's happy because they have something to hold on to. They have something more easily to get familiarized with. Although even Saguna Brahman, this creator, present in its true nature as the intelligent cause and the material cause and the energetic cause, this supreme knowledge of everything in all cosmos, past, present, and future. When we present Ishwara as this supreme intelligence, it's already difficult for people to get. So as a Kami Yogi, we are very, very advanced Vedantins. That's why sometimes, I mentioned to you guys that my realization is that most people are not even qualified to be a Kami Yogi because it's a very advanced sadhana to convert all day-to-day common activities into sadhanas with that vision, understanding of this supreme knowledge, intelligence that holds everything in place with its laws and principles, and among them, the most important, the moral, ethic, and karmic laws, and then in a way that we can appreciate and relate to this principle we call the creator with an attitude of reverence and gratitude and devotion, which purifies the body, mind, sense complex. So to see Ishwara from the standpoint of a real refined Kami Yoga is already rare. Okay, I'm conveying these teachings already since a long time, close to 10 years maybe, and it's very difficult to find people, but it's much easier. It's much easier to get people engaged on a relationship with Indra, with Ram, with Krishna, with Shiva. Those deities, it's something easier for the religious, spiritual people to relate to, And furthermore, Saguna is something with name, color, form, and attributes. And then it's a big thing. I'm doing the 11th chapter with my Brazilian people, and it's unbelievable what it drives everyone to a point to understand that when we are present with these gods, deities such as Krishna or Shiva, now or howsoever, Ram, and we present as if it is the very, beautiful, attractive, and compassionate, auspicious entity, and then it shines with attraction, and we say, yes, 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 I want to know everything about this Saguna Ishwara. But as we know, this entity is the karma paladata, that which delivers us our parabada. And there is so much adverse paravadas right now in the planet, for example, So, and then people get confused because, my deity, my creator, my Ishwara even, it's compassionate. This must be a work of of the evil. Evil is doing this, you know. So we need to come to the understanding that Saguna Ishvara is the totality of all opposite pairs, you know, including love and hate, good and bad, dharma and adharma, good and evil. You know, everything is there, and they stand against one another. Each one of those opposite parts, they support one another. Good does not exist without evil, and vice versa. So a true Kami-yogi is the one that accepts the entirety nature of Ishvara as the good and the evil. But most people, when they deal with the evil, they say, no, no, this is not the Ishvara I had in mind. You understand? But it's all Ishvara, it's all the supreme intelligence. Yeah? So if you violate its laws, its Ishvara is going to appear as what? Very, very difficult parabadas. And then he's going to say, it's punishing me, it's an evil creator because it's destroying people and creating wars and whatsoever, you know. But a mature Kami-yogi is the one that sees this divine principle in everything. In the chapter 11, there is a picture with minutiously described by Lord Krishna in this relationship with, in these dialogues with Krishna, with Arjuna, in which Arjuna asked him the darshana, I want to have this vision of you, show yourself to me. And then when he showed, he was devouring, not only creating and sustaining, but he was devouring the entire cosmos. And Arjuna got very much confused, and most people get very much confused as well. Why? Because we don't have, very rarely we have a very mature understanding and attitude towards the creator. We have an infantile attitude that says God is only love, is only compassion, it's only justice. So if there is injustice, this is not God. No, I mean, it's just from the standpoint of the Jiva-atma, justice and injustice is a byproduct of violation of Dharma. If you see people suffering, that is justice, because God is always just. It's an intelligent system in which, you know, delivers us our parabada, and the parabada may appear to be just or unjust. You understand? But there is no justice or injustice. There is just Ishvara's laws and principles delivering that which it's custom designed to all of us and custom designed on a collective level for an entire civilization. No? So I open a parenthesis here to talk about Ishvara seen as a good Kami-yogi, but a very, very mature Kami-yogi, which is the basic teachings, you know, that we initially got from Shine World is like Ishvara is the creator, and you are the Jiva, you have a free will, and you want to exercise your free will. You have to learn Dharma, and then you have to choose things in total harmony with the Dharma, laws and principles, the laws of God, and so on. And then if you do that, you're going to see God more like a benevolent entity, you know, because you're going to experience more peace. But if you don't respect God's laws and principles, if you violate, and then what's going to happen? You're gonna see God, and you're going to fear God, because you're going to suffer. There's no way out. But God is not doing anything, you know, He's just giving back to us the results of our thoughts, attitudes, words, and deeds. Depend on how we move in this mithya reality, we're going to experience more or less punya papa. Is Ishvara doing those things? Yes and no. Ishvara is not a karmi, and he does not have karma. He does not have vasana. He does not have preference or sympathy for anybody. He's just a system. It appears to me more and more that this is a school. It's an ardent project as a school in which we can grow to the point of understand the true nature of this school. So this is talking about the maturity of a good karma yogi, which takes the results as it comes, without resistance, without gratitude, because it's a mature karma yogi. If it is a terminal disease, so be it, or whatever. Right? So there are a few messages in that story. And the first one is that the entity that showed up is Saguna Ishvara. The second message is that there is only Brahman. The true nature of this Saguna Ishvara is Brahman, and Brahman is one principle without a second. And this second message presented here is difficult for most people to accept. Non-duality means there is only one without a second. And people believe, around the block, they believe the non-duality is that we are all waves, but fundamentally we are only the ocean, we are part of the entire ocean. Now, ocean is the only reality, and we are all one. No, this oneness of Nirguna Atma, Nirguna Brahman, is one without parts. There is no question of waves, to make up a whole made up of parts. This is the substratum, the adhisthana, the true intrinsic nature of the ocean, which is water. So there is only water, there is only Brahman. No? Even if you accept the existence of Brahman or Ishvara, knowing that Brahma is difficult without the help of what? Of the grace of Ishvara. No? Without that, Ishvara's anugraha. Without the grace of Ishvara, it's very difficult to know Brahman. Okay, so this is another very subtle topic, the grace of God. What is the fine line dividing, separate our own efforts and the grace of Ishvara? So the story reveals that, that you need, there is only Brahman, it's difficult to accept. We go with Ishvara, Saguna Ishvara, and we depend on these Sagunas, Ishvara's grace. Okay, so how this grace come about is, how you say? When you have two principles, you have one force going this direction, another going this direction, then you have one in between. That is, in physics, is called resultant. You remember physics? Resultant. Yeah, I did start some physics in college. So we have two forces. One is our efforts, our actions in harmony with Dharma, and the other is the grace of Ishvara. Okay, so the resultant is what we want. Okay, we know that the grace does not come as a free lunch. So we know that our efforts, our actions alone do not bring about the resultant we want. We need to put out this force of our efforts, our actions, and then we need to pray to the Lord to facilitate bringing about karmic conditions that are going to produce a good resultant. A good resultant depends on what? In the collective karmic circumstance of the field. In other words, the collective prarabdha or in other words, the totality of all factors that is going somehow to facilitate or not, the gain of this resultant, which is assimilation of knowledge, So God is Daivan, the totality of all factors in the field, which includes our good actions, our good efforts, our sadhanas, and our observance of the laws and principles of God, So everything put together, and these two principles, they're going to bring. So one principle is my effort, the other principle is Daivan. It sees the totality of all factors that could obstruct me from gaining my final understanding or facilitate it. So how does this story, I'm opening a lot of side notes here. How does the story reveal that? Agni went but could not understand, failed, and so on. And then, therefore, without Ishvara blessings and Shastram, Ishvara Yana, so Brahman Yana is not possible. So the story brought us to the point that all these devatas went there, but they did not realize their own vanity and arrogance, okay, and pride. They did not find the fundamental problem. They couldn't diagnostic the real problem, the root cause of the problem. But then when Indra went there, he understood it, okay? And the story goes on to expose that one needs Ishvara blessings or grace and teaching, the Shastram, okay? The Shastram and then the knowledge in regards to Ishvara and Brahman. Brahmayana is our end goal, and it's not possible without the blessing of Ishvara. The blessing of Ishvara is you grew to a certain extent. Now you find yourself in an environment in which there is scripture, there is a guru, there is a good Shravana, Manana, Nijidyasana, because without all these factors lined up, your qualifications, and then your purification, and then the grace of God, which brings the scriptures, then the guru, and then Shravana and Manana, and finally enough, Brahmayana is possible. Right? Swami says that at that time, I don't know when he delivered these talks. He says in one Guru Purnima, he gave a talk. He was saying that can you be spiritual without being religious? Nowadays, people keep promoting spirituality without religiosity. This is a topic that I have been highlighting big time. And it's very simple, but people have difficult to understand the reason, the logic behind such a simple statement. If they find a religion means a lot of problems with, my religion, your religion, I just want to be spirituality beyond all religions, okay? And then there was my first guru. He used to say, "It is I presenting to you a religion. It's a religion which is not religion because it has nothing to do with any religion. But you can say what you want to say. But the point is that the meaning of the word religion points to a relationship between the creator, the creature and the creator in observance of the laws and principles holding the creation in place. Okay, so religion is a relationship between Jiva-Atma and Ishvara in full respect to the laws holding Jagata together. Okay, so that is what religion is. So people say, no, religion means this and that, and furthermore, Kama Yoga, it's a little bit strange. I have to accept everything. No, forget it. I cannot accept everything. Some things I can, but I don't buy into these things that I'm not a controller of my own destiny. I just I go my way with my spirituality. Meanwhile, I start develop the power to attract punya and to create my reality. You see all this nonsense in these spiritual circles, huh? Uh, the law of attraction, mind over matter. They want to remove the religion nature uh, and talk only about spirituality. But can we really be spiritual without being religion? So he says our Hinduism and our Vedantic culture, Vedic culture is very clear. Without religiosity, without the relationship which should convert our common day-to-day emotions, samsara emotions based on what I want and what I don't want, convert all those emotions in devotion, bhakti towards the creator. Yeah? So that's what religion, a relationship is meant to produce, to convert these human emotions, which are based on desires and fears, compulsively and wanting to control. So that into a very fine, a very sublime, and a very purifying emotion, which is devotion, gratefulness to Ishvara. So worshiping with reverence and accepting everything as prasad. So in our culture, you must be a karma yogi first. You need to understand the relationship between Jivatma and Ishvara to become a devotee of Ishvara. How you worship Ishvara, you have a choice, but you have no other choice, but you have to begin converting your samsaric emotions in devotion. And that's only possible through this relationship, the clear understanding and exercise of this relationship. So because of that alone, this relationship, only because of that, you're gonna develop what? Lack of vanity. You're gonna develop lack of pride and arrogance. Because of this relationship that purifies like nothing else, you're going to get humility. Devotion will provide humility. I often, since years, I present a few pre-qualifications for the Yin Yoga of Vedanta that can be developed through Karma Yoga. And I usually begin with utility, patience, and trust. These three: humility, trust, patience, and trust. Because if you're not humble, you are never going to submit to the scriptures, and much less to a guru, because you're going to believe the guru is a person like you. And then the ego immediately, pops with reaction. Bhakti means humility. Bhakti means is designed to make you humble, to purify the ego. Therefore, what's the second message that Shankara give us in this story? You cannot know Brahman with our own efforts. We need the blessing, the of the Lord, the grace of the Lord, and the grace begins with humility, so that you begin accepting that without the grace and the knowledge in respect to Saguna Ishvara, and later on to Nirguna Brahman, I will never become the spirit. I will not realize my nature as the pure spirit. So therefore, I need to become a devotee of Saguna Ishvara, knowing that my ultimate goal is to understand my true nature as Nirguna Brahman. But I need to submit to the process. the program, which begins with karma, dharma, upasana. The third message is a consequence of the second message. Therefore, only guru, yeah? Guru apeksha. Guru apeksha seems to be meaning compulsory, is absolutely needed, which makes things even more difficult. People hate the idea of needing a guru. They hate it. Even when they enter this relationship, they don't have a proper attitude to the guru. I see from my students in Brazil, most of them relate to me more like a friend, like any other friend. You understand? They don't understand really this relationship with the guru. So guru is compulsory because we cannot know the truth of the nirguna Atma without the scriptures and the guru. So the second step and the third have a cause and effect relationship. The second is nothing is possible, without knowledge of Saguna, Nirguna, Brahman. Nothing is possible, and I need to be humble for that. And the third one is, and on top of that, you need a guru. It's almost impossible to know it by yourself without the help of a guru. I mean, exceptions are possible. Yes, they do exist, but it's always better we keep ourselves not in the field, in the category of exceptions to the rule, but otherwise, we've seen the rule that, just for safety, I need a guru. Okay, and only for safety, I want to stay associated to a guru. So how does the story reveal that? Indra prayed and Bhagavan supplied the guru. Who was the guru of Indra? Bhagavan has got a guru agency. Whenever a disciple becomes humble and prays to God, Ishwara presents God as the guru. How beautiful. How beautiful. Whenever a disciple becomes humble and prays for God, to God, for Brahmayana, now Ishwara knows, okay, you want Brahmayana? Okay, I already present this scripture to you. Now I'm going to present you with a guru. Bhagavan will always send someone to teach. If nobody wants to go, Bhagavan or Ishwara goes there himself, in this case, like as Lord Krishna. Here he sends Uma Devi, which was just an avatar, but it was just God himself. What's the message? Guru is absolutely necessary, compulsory. Don't believe that you can do this inquiry, just intuitively ask, who am I, who am I, who am I? Independent self-inquiry, it's very hard to get the result you want. Very hard. Today, somebody sent me a video that by mistake I posted in our group, and then I took, because it was in Portuguese, about this, the fact that I know it was there was two. One, it was about the guru of Nisargadatta, and the video clip is wonderful. I will see if it is. No, it was already translated verbally to Portuguese language, that clip. But there is a lot of Jnana Yoga presented by the guru of Nisargadatta. Okay, so sometimes you see people who really want to know the truth, and then they somehow they go deep. They pray, they do pujas, and then when you see appears a guru. In the case of Nisargadatta, appeared that guru, and I will send to you, and that way you can learn some Portuguese. And then there was several elements of self-inquiry and self-knowledge that was enough for Nisargadatta Maharaj. This is my point here, So, but more often than not, we need a complete body of teachings, especially if you want to help others as well. You understand? So if you get just the fragments that can help you to a certain extent, but it may not really immunize or destroy all of those impurities or bits and pieces of ignorance, which was swallowed together with pure knowledge. No? So I'm saying, so this self-inquiry should not be done independently, but under a guru. And therefore, guru apeksha. In Mundaka Upanishad, guru apeksha is the third message. You need a guru. Even if a guru is there, that's not enough. I should be qualified, as we know, to receive the message. Guru may be willing to give, but I should be a good receptacle. I should have patra bhava. I should be a fit receptacle. And then Swami reminds us of the story of Ganga. I don't know if we have seen this Ganga story, Ganga Avataran story. It's not really most relevant to this example here, but it's a story that Ganga was invoked to come down to do something, to save some souls that was swallowed by some rishi, that did something because those people, they just upset the rishi. And then he had to come down. But then because Ganga is all powerful, he says, so, but I can come down because I bring the knowledge and I will take care of everything. But who is there to receive it, So who is there to receive this knowledge? And then in the story says that Shiva had to go there, Dakshinamurti as well. And then they say, okay, Ganga, now you may come down. We're going to take care of this. Okay. Again, Shiva had to come down and he had to help somehow to amortize the arrival of Ganga. Otherwise, Ganga was going to destroy everything. But this is a different story, Swami says here. He realized that, but this is a different thing. I don't want to go there again. Knowledge may come, but you must be properly qualified. Therefore, what is the fourth message? Qualifications are required. And what is the first and foremost qualification? You see, do not be proud, humility, humbleness, true, genuine. Do not challenge. Here he says, test the guru. Do not challenge the guru. So listen. To test the guru is more acceptable, but not in a challenging manner. When we can test the guru is because we don't have much shraddha in that guru. I have my own understandings of the scripture, of self-inquiry and self-knowledge. And then I begin doubting the guru, which is normal, natural, and then I can present questions to the guru. And that way I go from my side, testing the guru and gaining more shraddha. That's okay. But define the words of the guru with an attitude that I know better is, it's a killing attitude. Do not do that. Amanitvam is the first virtue. Don't be proud. Now, what are the others? The list of qualifications is found in all of our texts. And when is the list available? Upanishad students have to be Gita students. I always say again, I remind you again, So he says the list is everywhere, but the point to be made here is that the Upanishad student must stay with the Gita. It must be also Gita student. Again, I remind, never be the student of Upanishad only. I'm interested in philosophy, but I'm not interested in the religious aspect of Vedanta, which is the relationship with the Creator. I just want to know Aham Brahmasmi. I'm interested in me, my true nature. And if I'm not highly qualified, so this is going to show up as pride and arrogance, and it's going to prevent the full understanding of this Mahavakya, Aham Brahmasmi. Never be a student only of the Upanishads. Upanishad studies and Gita, they must be complementary. If you are not a student of the Gita, so be a student of the Gita. And if you already studied the Gita, study it again. Do not relax. I will never allow you to, neglect the teachings in respect to the Creator. If you have studied already, revise once again. And then he's saying that because if you want to know all the qualifications available for self-knowledge, go to the 13th chapter of the Gita. Lord Krishna gives us 20 qualifications or virtues that usually accompany a qualified mind. So there is a long list, and the final one is what? Acharya Upasanam. Important. What is your understanding of this Acharya Upasana, Lynn and Mark?
I think it's just devotion to the teacher. Upasanam not maybe necessarily meant here in the way of meditation, but
Right, yeah.
devotional approach.
I'm saying respect to the student.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, okay. I was thinking along the lines of meditation on what the teacher has taught you. But yeah, you're probably more correct, Lynn.
It could be, no, both are good. Both are good. Sylvia has sent me a message here. Let me see what it is. If you're referring in the class to the video, yeah. No, Sylvia, there are two videos. The one which comes from the guru of Nisargadatta Maharaj, I did not post it, but I will post and send to you as well. Thank you. Okay. Okay, and then here there is some sadhanas. Adhyatma yana nichatvam. So something about the nature of permanence, something like that. It's not enough if you do daily pada puja and give bhiksha. You have to do adhyatma yana nityatvam. You have to do repeated shravanam. I never, first time I get in contact with this term. Are you familiarized with this term, Lynn and Mark?
I think it means constantly seeking the knowledge of the self.
Yeah. And what is adhyatma?
I think that's the supreme self or bhagavan, or yeah, I think.
So yana nityatvam is the nature of that which is the only permanent principle, which is consciousness. So you want that knowledge, you know? And then you need to go through some sadhana. Your sadhana is adhyatma. Okay, you have to do this adhyatma, yana, nityatvam. You have to do it repeatedly as shravana. They all come under what? Development of qualification. Manitvam, acharya, upasanam, and so on. Bhakti is also Lord Krishna emphasized here. All of them should be there, then alone Upanishadic study will fructify. Only then Upanishadic study will fructify. Again, it's very common. Ramji used to say of half-cooked potato, or some people that they just get a little bit of knowledge and then prematurely they drop off the process and they go around try to enjoy life from a slight different perspective, or they go around try to impress others. But there is this video that I shared with you. It talks about people who, it's from Shankaracharya, that one, that has got some knowledge, and then they have superficial the vairagya, superficial detachment, superficial knowledge, you know. So you need to have a very profound, well-established knowledge, not in vairagya as well, not superficially, in order to be fully qualified and enjoy the fruits of self-knowledge. So this is the fourth message. The story seems to be so innocent, but there are many elements, important elements in it, from the third chapter, based on the fourth chapter. So all of these are from the third chapter, and he is anticipating everything. I don't know how we're going to go through this third chapter. Based on the fourth chapter, we can extract two more messages. One is Indra became glorious because of self-knowledge, Brahma Vidya. He became a disciple and he got Atmayana, or Brahma Vidya. Okay, so he became famous not because he was the king of the devas, but because he was self-realized. Among all the devas, Indra, Vayu, Agni became glorious because of Brahma Vidya. Indra got the knowledge and then taught Vayu and Agni, and then they became very famous because of that. And then the message here that Swami presents us in this story, which is an element of the story. It's good that these guys, they don't miss on any nuance of all of this, you know. This is all based on the commentaries of our greatest hero, with Shankaracharya. And then he says, so another element of this story is that only Brahma Vidya gives fame, name and fame. No, therefore the message is Brahma Vidya gives name and fame as well. No, okay, so it's not that necessarily gives name and fame, but it could give name and fame. They became famous because not only they are devatas, but they are self-realized devatas. You know? So it says this is a worldly benefit that comes with self-knowledge. But it's not happening all the time. There are, I believe that most self-realized yanis, nobody know them. They don't join anything. And then so I'm saying, but of course, after moksha, nobody is really interested in name and fame. But it is a byproduct. Swamiji became famous, and I'm sure he enjoys that byproduct. But what he says he is nice, he says, and why they get some different degrees of name and fame is because a self-realized person is a shining out person. A yani will always outshine the anyanis. Why? Because the anyani, it has what we call wisdom. And this most fundamental wisdom, which is knowledge in respect to the true nature of reality, somehow makes the mind much more brilliant and sattvic and insightful, because the mind is not subject to ignorance / quote unquote impurities, and raga and devesha is not there disturbing the mind. The mind is shining with insights, with clarity. So they become more recognized as a wise person because the mind is more sattvic. Therefore, a yani will always outshine the anyanis because of the atmayana. The atmayana is going to suppress or neutralize or cancel raga devesha to a certain extent, that the mind becomes more brilliant, more shiny, more insightful, more wise, and so on. That is the greatness. So we call it Brahma Vidya Stutihi. Brahma Vidya Stutihi, or what? Is the bonus, the byproduct. What is this Stutihi?
I think it means praise for the knowledge of Brahman or something. Following.
So bottom line, through this story, the glory of Brahman, Vidya, is known. It gives name, fame, as a worldly benefit. This is the fifth message. The sixth and final message is Upasana Vij Angatva. In the fourth chapter, certain meditations are going to be prescribed. One meditation is enlightening meditation. The other meditation is thought meditation. He's going to talk about that. So I'm saying it's not a light meditation of 1 second, 2 seconds. No, he's going to elaborate when the fourth chapter comes. A thought meditation, he's going to elaborate when the fourth chapter comes as well. So the last one is as it was announced or read, it's gonna be some sadhana such as upasana to help to qualify some of those who have difficult to grasp the full understanding of the nature of Nirguna Brahman, but stayed with Saguna, Ishwara, and then the meditations are there so that one can further go back and fully understand the first and the second chapter, which is all about Nirguna Brahman. Lightning is brilliant. Thoughts shines as well, appear and disappear, because thought alone illumines the world. So suppose your sense organs are open, you do not have any thought, then what do you call it? It's a blank mind, blacked out mind without thoughts. The world will not shine for you. Sometimes I never really ask Ramji about why shining world, but here and there I understand the reason, probably the reason he picked up this name for his organization. Capable of illuminating things, light and thoughts. So in the fourth chapter, the same stories will be the base on which you will take up these two upasanas as suggests in this Upanishad. And why? Because Ishvara appearing as Yakasha, that brilliant and thoughtful entity, had those two properties. Yakasha was very brilliant. It was very revealing, illuminating. It was brightening with its intelligence and thought entire place. So therefore, because of these yaksha-based upasanas, and what are those upasanas? The upasana on light and thought. Thus, this story has the message of upasana on Gatva. With this background, we can go through the story again and again in the next class. In the next classes, the same story. And here he begins a new class, a new gathering, a new teaching to his people. And he begins recapping what was seen so far. Through the main part of this story in the third chapter, 4 messages are given with regards to the teaching of Brahman Vidya. Another 2 messages based on the concluded portion in the 4th chapter mentioned the 4 messages in the last class. So this is not the first message here of the 3 initial messages in the story. In the third chapter is the existence of Brahman, which is taught in the first 2 chapters. The existence of Brahman is revealed because many people doubt the existence of Brahman as limitless conscious existence. Whether you name it Brahman or God, our own children have trouble nowadays. They are all becoming atheists, questioning the very existence of Nirguna Brahman, the true nature of Saguna Ishvara. They consider that all the scriptures talking about Nirguna Brahman are superstitions because they consider themselves modern, rational, scientific people. So through this story, the existence of Nirguna Brahman is revealed. The second message is the difficulty in comprehending Nirguna Brahman is revealed as well. Not the impossibility, but the difficulty in the comprehension of Brahman was revealed. The third message is the difficult can be removed under 2 conditions. The difficult of Brahma Yana can be removed under 2 conditions. That is the third and fourth message. Develop the necessity of qualifications for Brahmayana, relevant qualifications. Okay. The third and fourth message. The third is that the need for qualification. The fourth, as we have already seen, is the need for guru. Necessity, guru apeksha, necessity of a spiritual guru for gaining this knowledge of Brahman. If the third and fourth qualifications are there, what is that qualification, guru? the third and fourth message understood, then the second will be taken care, which is I have to the second was it's difficult. If I submit to the scripture and the guru, and if I develop the qualifications, the story will be not difficult, but will be clearly understood. And then you're going to accept the first message, which is yes. In fact, there is Brahman, and Aham Brahmasmi. And the fourth and the most important message is Guru, the necessity of a spiritual Guru. Qualification Guru. And then the second, which is the difficult, will go away. Difficult will be at least largely reduced. Brahmayana will be something possible and unfolding before our eyes and mind. Those are the messages contained in this story. So I have given the outline of the entire story, and now we're going to go through the mantras of the third and fourth chapter, which we'll see. We'll see if there is anything new that we could enjoy. As we can see, the Keno is nearly over. And I'm open to suggestions. I remember that recently I saw a text that I was saying, oh, well, we should do this and that, but I don't quite remember right now. Okay? Anything else?
Swami P just told us we have to stay with the Gita too.
Yeah. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om. Namaste. Okay, we meet again coming Monday, Ishvara willing.
Yeah.
With the grace of the Lord. Okie dokie. See you later.
Okay. Thank you very much, Arlindo.
Thank you, Ma. Bye-bye.
Bye.